Chosen one, this message didn't find you by accident. It was sent to awaken you, to confirm what your spirit has already been sensing. You're not just feeling stronger, lighter, clearer for no reason. You're not just waking up with more focus and fire randomly. What you're experiencing is divine, and it's prophetic. God is increasing your energy because you're stepping into the most critical phase of your purpose. You're not running out of time. You're rising into the exact time heaven prepared for you. This isn't aging, it's activating. This isn't decline, it's divine alignment. You're entering your prime, and the world has no category for what's happening to you. Let's break this down in 7 deep chapters, so your spirit can receive it fully. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because this isn't just another video. It's a divine confirmation for the chosen ones who are waking up to their supernatural strength. If you feel a shift happening in your body, your mind, or your spirit, type 77 in the comments right now. That number is not random. It's a prophetic signal. It means your prime is here, your energy is rising, and heaven is fueling you for the next chapter of your calling. This message isn't for everyone. Only those who have been feeling renewed in secret. Only those who know they're being prepared for something greater, even if they can't explain it yet. Don't treat this like entertainment. Treat it like revelation. Watch it more than once, because every time you hear these words, something deeper in your spirit will awaken. Each listen will unlock a new layer of strength, a new deposit from the divine account you didn't even know had your name on it. You're not just getting stronger, you're stepping into your prime. Let's go. Chapter 1. Your spirit is outpacing your years. Chosen one, there's something happening inside you that even you can't fully explain. You look at people your age, even those younger, and notice something different. They're slowing down. They're tired. They're backing off from dreams, shrinking into comfort. But not you. You're gaining momentum. Your vision is expanding. Your inner fire is getting stronger. And here's why. Your spirit is outpacing your years because your assignment requires more than natural timing. You weren't designed to peak early and burn out. You were designed for divine acceleration, the kind that begins when others are finished. The kind that's not tied to youth, but to obedience. The kind that flows not from ambition, but from anointing. You don't follow the rhythm of the world. You move in the rhythm of the Spirit. And now, because your spirit has been awakened, your body is catching up. You're not being led by fatigue. You're being pulled by purpose. You're not energized by applause. You're fueled by assignment. You're not surviving on adrenaline. You're thriving on fresh oil from above. This is heaven restoring what life tried to strip from you. This is God giving you strength for your next stretch. You thought you were too tired to go further. But the moment you aligned with your divine flow, strength began to return to you. You're waking up with new thoughts, new focus, new fire. And it's not just a temporary wave, it's a divine sign. You've entered your real beginning. The truth is, you were never running out of time. Time was being restructured around your calling. God delayed some things so that your spirit could mature. He hid you so that when the energy returned, you wouldn't waste it on foolishness. He let you sit in silence so that when he reignited you, you would know exactly what to do with the fire. Chosen one, your energy is not just a physical phenomenon. It's prophetic proof that God is not finished with you. In fact, he's just getting started. You are being recharged by the same Spirit that hovered over the waters in Genesis, the same Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead. That kind of power doesn't get old. That kind of strength doesn't fade. It grows, it builds, it multiplies, and that's what's happening in you now. You're not just recovering energy, you're reclaiming years. You're not just walking stronger, you're stepping into divine speed. Don't apologize for the energy others don't understand. Don't shrink to match the pace of people who were never on your path. You've been trained differently. You've been built for this phase. And now, you'll move with a stamina that shocks people. They'll wonder how you're doing it, but they don't see the source. You're not running on natural strength. You're running on the overflow of everything God preserved in you during the seasons of silence. This isn't your second wind. This is your divine beginning. And your spirit, not your age, is leading the way. Let it run. Chapter 2. You survived the low seasons for this rise. Chosen one, let's be honest. There were moments you didn't think you'd make it out. There were days when your strength was gone before the morning even started. Nights when you laid in silence, tears on your pillow, asking God, why does it feel like I'm losing everything and gaining nothing? You weren't lazy. You weren't weak. You were being broken open so that something eternal could be rebuilt. God wasn't punishing you. He was preparing you. He was stripping away false strength, the kind that looks good on the outside but collapses under pressure. He allowed certain things to fall apart, not to destroy you, but to disconnect you from what could not carry you forward. Yes, you lost some people. You lost some dreams. You even lost versions of yourself. But what you gained was far greater. Clarity, depth, wisdom, and spiritual foundation. Those low seasons felt like a wilderness, but really, they were a womb. Something was forming in you. Not a business, not a brand, not a platform. Something more powerful. Endurance, humility, and the kind of spiritual depth that can't be faked. You didn't fail. You fell into alignment. You didn't break down. You were broken open. And now, you're rising not with shallow hype, but with supernatural stamina. You move differently because you know what it costs to rise. The low seasons were the classrooms of heaven. You were taught to walk by faith when you couldn't see. You were taught to trust in silence, to obey without confirmation, to keep going when no one clapped for you. And though nobody saw your tears, God counted every one of them. They watered the soil of your destiny. Now, what you planted in pain is starting to bloom in power. Your fruit is showing, not just on the outside, but from the inside out. Peace, stability, authority, vision, grace. You carry a quiet strength now that can't be explained, because it was earned in the dark. Chosen one. Your rise was paid for in nights of confusion, months of isolation, and years of faithful endurance. You didn't skip the process. You didn't fake your healing. You didn't rush your resurrection. You let God dig deep. And now He's about to raise you higher than you've ever imagined. This rise is different. It's not just about success. It's about significance. It's not about attention. It's about assignment. And because you let God take you low, you've been built to stand tall. You survived the crushing. Now it's time to carry the oil. Let them wonder how you got back up. Let them be shocked by your glow. You'll know the truth. The pain was never meant to bury you. It was meant to birth you. And now you rise, not just alive, but anointed. Chapter 3. The world calls it aging backwards. Heaven calls it restoration. Chosen one, people have started to notice something different about you. And it's not just in your appearance. They say you look younger, fresher, brighter. They think it's your diet, your exercise, your skincare routine. They assume it must be something external, but you know the truth. What's happening to you is supernatural. You're not just aging backwards. You're being restored forward. The glow isn't from products. It's from peace. The light in your eyes isn't from sleep. It's from alignment. The youth in your body isn't from supplements. It's from surrender. You've allowed God to heal you in places most people hide. You've let Him into the broken spaces, the trauma, the soul wounds, the bitterness, and because of that, your outer world is finally reflecting the cleansing work done within. This is why your skin is glowing, because the weight on your spirit has been lifted. This is why your body is moving freer, because you stopped carrying what wasn't yours. This is why your eyes are sharper, because God has removed the veil. The world says you're defying time, but what they don't understand is you're walking in eternal purpose. You are no longer living in survival cycles. You're living in divine flow. Time decays what is disconnected from source. But when you reconnect to the Creator, you tap into a realm where decay can't touch you. This isn't a wrinkle-free life. This is a repaired soul. This isn't about cosmetics. This is about covenant. When you align with the will of heaven, you start moving in a rhythm that's not bound by age, expectation, or limitation. The pressure to perform is gone. The anxiety to compare is silenced. And without even trying, your body begins to respond to what your spirit already knows. You're being made new, again and again. Chosen one, this is divine restoration. The kind that renews youth like the eagle. The kind that rewrites your story, not by changing the past, but by redeeming it. The kind that turns mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, and weariness into worship. You are living proof that when God touches a life, He doesn't just elevate it, He restores every part of it. Your laughter came back, your vision came back, your joy came back, and now your strength, your glow, and your grace are following right behind. They'll say you look younger, but you'll know it's not about age. It's about alignment with eternity. It's not just a good season. It's a sign that God has touched every part of you, and the restoration will only keep increasing. This is just the beginning of what it looks like when heaven restores from the inside out. You're not going back in time. You're moving deeper into purpose, and that chosen one is the most beautiful transformation of all. Chapter 4. God held back your prime for the right time. Chosen one, this part of your story is going to confuse people who thought they knew your timeline. They expected your strength to fade. They expected your voice to grow quiet. They thought your momentum was behind you. They assumed your best years had already come and gone. But what they didn't know is that you were never living according to natural timing. You were being held in divine suspension, protected, prepared, and positioned for something greater than they could ever imagine. What looked like delay was really preservation. What looked like rejection was actually divine redirection. What looked like the end of your fire was actually the gathering of new oil. You were not being denied. You were being secured. You were not being overlooked. You were being sharpened in secret. God didn't allow you to peak in premature seasons because what you carry needs depth, not just exposure. He didn't let you rise in rooms where your purpose would have been diluted just for applause. He didn't release your full strength when your foundation was still healing. He was teaching you how to stand when no one was clapping. He was building your spirit when the platform was empty. He was making sure that when your moment came, you wouldn't break under the weight of it. There were times when you questioned the timing. You saw others flourish while you remained in the shadows. You prayed, worked, and waited. wondering if you were late, or worse, forgotten. But all along, God was setting up something different for you. He wasn't just giving you success. He was preparing you for significance. He wasn't just preparing a stage. He was preparing your soul. And now, as your spirit aligns with His rhythm, everything inside you is awakening. Your thoughts are clearer. Your energy is rising. Your boldness is returning. Your creativity is flowing again. The dreams that once felt impossible are stirring in you with fresh life. This is your moment, and it's not accidental. God waited until your heart was healed. He waited until your motives were pure. He waited until you stopped chasing validation and started moving from obedience. People will say you look younger, stronger, more alive. They'll ask, what changed? And you'll know it wasn't a product, a trend, or a shortcut. It was the result of divine timing meeting supernatural readiness. You are not just strong. You are steady. You are not just inspired. You are anchored. You are not just experienced. You are equipped by heaven. Your prime didn't come early because it was never meant to. It was reserved for this exact season, this exact chapter, this exact moment when everything is aligned. Now the strength you feel is real. Now the doors that are opening are yours by right. Now the opportunities are meeting you in purpose, not in pressure. Walk tall, speak boldly, move without apology. Your prime is not a late arrival. It is right on time. It's not a coincidence. It's confirmation. It's the evidence that God never forgot you. He was just saving the best part of your life for the moment where you could finally handle it with grace, maturity, and unstoppable faith. And now, you're ready. Chapter 5. You're stronger because you're wiser. Chosen one, this is not just a season of strength. It's a season of strategy. You're not just moving faster, you're moving smarter. You're not just doing more, you're doing what matters. And that's why you feel stronger than ever. Not because your body suddenly changed, but because your spirit matured. You've been through enough now to know what drains you, what delays you, and what doesn't deserve your energy. This is what real strength looks like. It's not found in how loud you are, how busy you stay, or how much you carry. It's in the wisdom to choose peace over pressure, to walk away without needing to prove a point, to remain silent when your spirit says, "This battle isn't yours." That wisdom is your shield now. That wisdom is what's keeping your fire burning longer. You've learned how to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. You no longer run to everything that calls your name. You don't show up to every argument. You don't chase every opportunity. You're no longer afraid of missing out, because you finally understand. What is yours by divine right can't pass you by. There was a time when you said yes to everything, trying to be everywhere, trying to help everyone, trying to prove your worth. But now you've been delivered from that pressure. Now you say yes to alignment. Now you reserve your energy for your assignment. Now you understand that peace is part of your power. You've walked away from fake urgency. You've stopped reacting to emotional noise. You've dropped the weight of needing to be understood. And because of that, your spirit is lighter and your steps are stronger. The wisdom you carry now didn't come easy. It came through betrayal, burnout, disappointment, and still showing up when no one else did. It came from learning who you are when everything else was stripped away. It came from realizing that your energy is holy and not everyone is worthy to access it. And now that your wisdom has grown, you don't need to push as hard. You don't need to explain as much. You don't need to fight to be seen. You're operating from a place of divine clarity, and clarity is power. clarity conserves your energy for what's actually aligned with your calling. Now you move with intention. Now you walk with boundaries. Now you rest without guilt. Now you speak when it matters and stay silent when it's wise. This is why your strength is lasting longer, because it's no longer being leaked by confusion. You've graduated from reaction to revelation. You've shifted from chaos to calm. You don't chase validation anymore, you carry confirmation. And this, chosen one, is the reward of walking through the fire and coming out refined. Not only are you stronger, you're wiser. And because of that wisdom, the strength you have now will take you farther than hype or hustle ever could. This is strength that stays because it's rooted in truth. And this is just the beginning. Chapter 6. Your energy is proof of what's coming. Chosen one, you may have noticed it lately. The shift. You're waking up with more clarity. You're moving with a renewed sense of urgency, but without the panic. You're feeling more inspired, more focused, more capable. This isn't just motivation. This is divine activation. That increase in your energy isn't random. It's a prophetic signal. It's heaven's way of whispering to your spirit, get ready. God never sends strength without a reason. He never increases stamina unless there's an assignment attached. He never revives what he doesn't plan to use. The strength you're feeling right now is proof that something significant is approaching. Something you've been praying for. Something your spirit has been sensing. Something your preparation has been quietly building toward behind the scenes. And now, without warning, God is flooding your system with supernatural fuel to carry what's about to be released. You're not just being restored, you're being readied. This energy is not just for you to feel better, it's so you can do greater works, greater influence, greater service, greater impact. Heaven is equipping you in advance so you don't collapse when the doors start opening. You may not see all the pieces yet, but your body knows something's shifting. You're more alert, more grounded, more prepared. The tiredness that used to cloud your days is lifting. The mental fog that made it hard to focus is clearing. This is not just natural recovery. This is spiritual alignment manifesting in your physical vessel. God is strengthening you because what's ahead will require endurance. Not just physical endurance, but emotional, mental, and spiritual. The assignment you're stepping into will stretch you, but it won't break you. Because God is equipping you now with what you need later. He's building your stamina for the influence you're about to carry. He's fortifying your mind for the decisions you're about to make. He's refreshing your joy for the people you're about to lead. He's preparing your spirit to handle the weight of answered prayer. People will look at you and say, "You seem different." And you'll know the truth. This is what it looks like when heaven releases grace before the mission. This is what it feels like when God starts depositing power ahead of the promotion. Don't take your energy lightly. Don't dismiss the peace you feel as coincidence. It's evidence. It's confirmation. It's a divine clue that something major is about to unfold. And God doesn't want you crawling into it. He wants you running, ready, and fully fueled. So keep moving. Keep showing up. Keep stewarding this strength well. Because what's coming next is not just another chapter. It's your launch. And the energy you feel now, that's not hype. That's heaven. It's the fire of purpose beginning to rise in your bones. It's the fuel for a destiny you were born to carry. And it's only just beginning. This energy is proof that your season of hiding is over. The weight of delay is being replaced by the wind of divine acceleration. You're not just entering your prime, you're stepping into prophetic timing. And every step forward from here will be evidence that God was preparing you all along. Chapter 7. This isn't a second wind. It's a supernatural one. Chosen one, let's make this clear. This is not a rebound. This is not a comeback tour. What's happening in you right now is not recovery, it's revelation. You're not just regaining your strength. You are being reintroduced by heaven. This isn't about returning to who you used to be. It's about finally walking in who you were always meant to become. You're not going backwards. You're breaking through. This is not a second wind fueled by adrenaline. This is a supernatural surge that comes from divine timing. You're not just catching your breath. You're catching your assignment. You're not just feeling better. You're being aligned. You're not running on emotions. You're running on vision. And what's rising inside you right now is bigger than any season you've been through. You've stepped into divine momentum. The strength you now carry isn't left over from your past. It's fresh from heaven, delivered for this exact chapter. You went through too much to be who you were before. That version of you had to be broken so the true you could rise. The old you was attached to performance. The new you is anchored in purpose. The old you needed approval. The new you walks in authority. You are not late. You are not missing out. You are not behind schedule. Heaven has preserved your energy until now because this is the season where everything starts to align. This is the time when the preparation starts to make sense. This is when all the closed doors begin to reveal why they had to stay shut. Because God wasn't trying to deny you. He was training you. He was making sure you would be ready not just to arrive, but to remain, to last, to lead, to carry what others couldn't. You've been through delays that tried to break your hope. You've cried prayers into your pillow and wondered if you were even still called. But through every quiet season, every low point, every moment where you almost gave up, God was strengthening you in silence. And now that the storm has passed, the power within you is undeniable. People who thought you were finished will have to watch you rise with grace and fire. Not because of revenge, not because of validation, but because God said, now is your moment. Now is your time. Now is when the divine energy you carry collides with the assignment you've been prepared for. And that's why everything in you feels alive again. That's why your sleep is lighter, your focus is sharper, your voice is stronger, your soul is steadier. That's not coincidence, it's evidence. God did not bring you this far to have you collapse before the reward. He preserved you so that you could walk into this next season with strength and stability. You've been refined, you've been sharpened, you've been tested, and now you're being trusted. Trusted with more responsibility. Trusted with more visibility. Trusted with more glory. Not for your name, but for His. So let them watch. Let them question. Let them wonder how you're rising again after everything you've lost. Let them ask why you're glowing, why you're smiling, why you seem so unbothered. And when they ask, don't explain, just live it. Because the answer is not something they can understand through logic. It's something only heaven could orchestrate. This is not your second wind. This is not borrowed strength. This is divine force. This is restoration in motion. This is God fulfilling a word spoken over you long before you were even ready. And now that you're ready, nothing can stop it. You're not returning to the old stage. You're being promoted to a higher one. You're not replaying a past version of you. You're revealing the elevated one. You're not going through the motions. You're carrying the mantle. Walk like it. Talk like it. Build like it. Believe like it. because you're not just rising, you're entering your prime. And it's not because of luck, it's not because of timing. It's because God said yes, and nothing on earth can override what heaven has authorized. This is your supernatural wind, and it's only the beginning.